And we are back live yet again, following another West Ham victory, this time over Burnley by a score of 2-1. Sees West Ham back into fifth place, sole possession, with 4 matches to go. As always, I am joined by my co-host, Irish Tommy. Mate, how are you feeling after that one?
Feeling very good, very good. Look, like I say, it's all about, in this running, all that matters is wins, however they come. Now, thankfully, tonight came with a very good performance, a dominating performance. We should have won by more goals than we did. But overall, once that final whistle blows, if we've got 3 points in the bag, it's job done. And I'm very, very happy. So, yeah, delighted with that. We jump back above Tottenham.
Always a good day.
Yeah, into fifth place and still only 3 points off Chelsea.
Yeah, this win though, what it means that for us is that we are now the biggest Manchester City fans come the weekend.
Yeah,
against Chelsea. Speaking of Chelsea as well, apologies for the break. We meant to have a show. Many of you probably saw that we had a show scheduled for following the Chelsea match, but due to technical difficulties, we weren't able to have one. But we are back tonight. Glad to be back. But yeah, very happy with that performance. Felt that the penalty woke us up, and then it was kind of just all us after that.
Yeah, we didn't start too brightly, actually. But to be fair, neither did Burnley. I thought the first kind of 10 minutes, it was much of a muchness. Neither side was really doing very much. We had turns possessing the ball and wasn't really anything happening. And then out of nowhere, they play a ball in over the top. Diop just is completely asleep. Allows the ball to bounce, which is something you don't do as a defender. A high ball coming in, like you go to the ball and you deal with it before it hits the ground. Once you let it bounce, you get yourself into trouble, and that's what happened. And unfortunately, he got beaten in behind, and Souček tried to dig him out of a hole by making a lunging challenge, but unfortunately, Chris Wood did get a touch on the ball first. Before Souček contacted him and brought him down for the penalty. And it was a penalty.
Oh, Stonewall.
Yeah, there's no doubt it was a penalty. And then Chris Wood, took the penalty brilliantly, in fairness. Fabianski got some fingertips to it, but couldn't keep it out. But it was right inside the post, and it was unsavable, really. And obviously just not the start that we wanted. But I was quite calm, actually, funnily enough. Obviously, I was completely disappointed. I was like, oh my God, really?
I was kind of in one of those moods, like, oh, here we go. Like, is this going to – I knew that was like the turning point. Either it was just going to be a blowout their favor, or we were going to wake up and actually show up.
Yeah, I was quite calm, actually, despite I was pissed off that we'd conceded an early goal. But I was quite calm. I felt like there's so much of the game left. I always felt that we'd get back into it. I just really liked the team that we had out, and I knew we were going to create chances. I knew we were going to create chances. I knew we were going to score goals. So I was quite calm, despite the fact we went 0-0 down. But that did kickstart us a bit. After that goal, I mean, we just completely took over the game, and for the rest of that half, we were absolutely sensational.
Yeah, I mean, we can start with the lineup. That is probably one of my favorite, considering the fact that we're down players. Obviously, we don't have Ogbonna. Rice is still unable to go. That was probably one of the best lineups I've seen this season. And what a relief it is to have Antonio back for the final start to the season. I mean, he was absolutely sensational again tonight. Shows why he makes us so much better. We all have our criticisms with him at times, but my God, did he just come back in spades tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be vital now that we have him for these final 5 games, including tonight, obviously.
Yeah.
And obviously, job done tonight with him on the pitch. He scored a brace, the equaliser and the winner, as it turned out. So, just brilliant to have him back. He's a nightmare for defenders, and he does score goals. He carries a threat all the time. He can be frustrating at times, as we saw tonight as well. We saw the good and the bad of Mikel Antonio. But we are definitely a bigger threat with him on the pitch, and we should have him. Let's be honest, for the final 4 games, he should be able to get through those. Played 90 minutes tonight, which is brilliant. And so, yeah, it's vital that we've got him back. Also, Cresswell came back tonight, which was huge as well. He's going to be hugely important for us in those final 4 games. I suspect Rice will start against Everton next week, which will be another huge thing for us, because he's been close to being in the team the last 2 games. So I think he'll certainly play next week against Everton. I don't know what the story is with Ogbonna. I heard nothing whatsoever all week. Didn't know he was out. So I don't know what the story is there. I really hope we can have him back as well for the final 4 games. But we are starting to get really important players back into the side at crunch time. And make no mistake, we are really in this thing now. We really are in the hunt for 4th. If we can beat Everton next week, and if City do us a favour and turn Chelsea over, we'll be back level on points with them. We'll only be behind them in goal difference, and they've got tougher games in the run-in than we do.
I hope that Rice is fit before Brighton. We need him versus Everton.
Yeah, I hope he'll be there for Everton game next week.
Oh, hamstring strain? Okay.
Yeah,
that's just precautionary then.
I don't know if it's precautionary or if he's strained it badly. We just don't know. With hamstrings.
And to answer your question, Nippon, home versus Everton on Sunday, away to Brighton the following Saturday, away to West Brom, and round out the season May 23rd against home to Southampton.
Yeah, so if our form holds up, and it should, given the players that we're getting back from injury now, I think we will push Chelsea right to the wire for that fourth spot.
Rice was apparently on Hammer's. Rice was apparently on Hammer's chat. Ben, did he say anything as to when he might be back?
Well, that's random. Because Hammer's chat are doing the post-game show.
Yeah.
So maybe he just popped on out of the blue or something. I don't know, but yeah. But anyway, I don't know what we were saying now.
Just getting in the last few matches. One of the important things too with this match too, we finally get to see kind of prime Lanzini again, as well as we see flashes of, again, the potential that Ben Rama has. I mean, it's not always been there. Shown up. He's not always shown up this season, but tonight showed what he can bring, and so I'm hoping he can carry that for the rest of the season too.
Yeah, I mean, the first half he was absolutely brilliant. He just torched Burnley for the entire first half. They couldn't deal with him, and that ball in for the assist for Antonio for the second goal was just an incredible ball in, just sublime. I think it was going in on its own, even without Antonio's touch. But Antonio got a toe on it and poked it in. But first half especially, Benrahma was absolutely brilliant, and Burnley could do nothing with him in a game where Lingard was quieter than usual. Lingard didn't have one of his better games. Didn't really impact the game in any major way like he normally does. Got on the ball a lot and did some nice stuff, Lingard. He didn't do anything wrong. It was just one of his quieter games as regards impact. So it was great to see Benrahma step up and play that role tonight, and he had a massive impact. And he was a large part of why we won tonight. So I was really happy to see that. He did tail off a little bit second half, but overall, you'd have to be delighted with what he did tonight. And to be honest, Chris, I mean, we spoke about this before. These are the kind of games where you should have Lingard and Benrahma playing together.
Absolutely.
We've seen it before this season, in numerous games where they've both started together. Both of the Leeds games, away at Villa. I mean, they were absolutely superb together out there, and they seem to be building an understanding. And, if we can get those two, linking up their play in these kinds of games, and we have a few of them now to the end of the season. And I would love to see more of Benrahma because, against the likes of Everton, against the likes of Southampton, Brighton, West Brom, we should be playing this kind of team. We should be attacking these teams, getting after them, and really going for the 3 points, because we should be able. Maybe Everton might be an exception. Everton have some very good players. That would be a tight game. But against the likes of Southampton, Brighton, West Brom, who are all having poor seasons, we should be able to put a team out like that and just go and beat them.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
But you touched on Lanzini, and he was actually playing that kind of Mark Noble role tonight.
Yeah.
And I thought it was perfect for him tonight because, for a change, we had a lot of the ball. So he wasn't having to do loads of defensive work. It wasn't like we were sitting back, getting everyone behind the ball, being compact, and then having to break, and then losing the ball, and him having to run back. We controlled the game for the most part and had lots of possession. So it was a relatively comfortable night for Lanzini in that position, and he was able to stroll forward a lot and get on the ball and pass the ball left and right, like a quarterback almost. Just giving the ball and he's spraying it left and right and keeping everything moving. And I thought he did that job superbly tonight. Actually, I thought Lanzini was excellent.
Yeah, I really did too. I mean, to be fair, Diop was the only one who I really had a major issue with at any point in this match. I mean, I don't think that there was too much wrong with anybody. Obviously, Diop with the goal, and you and I had words about it at, just before halftime when we were just testing out the connection, making sure everything was working.
He cleaned it up. He cleaned it up.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? Because here's what's going to happen. There's going to be people on Twitter now, and lots of them, just absolutely, completely digging Diop out, right? And giving him absolute hell. But here's the thing. Yes, he got caught out 2 or 3 times in that first half with those balls over the top. And that was a problem. Obviously, it led to the penalty that they scored their opening goal from, and caused us some real anxiety on other occasions. But here's the thing. People get carried away sometimes. And I think because of that they're going to say he was terrible. He wasn't. He had those maybe 3 moments in the first half where he was shaky on those balls over the top. And it was a real problem. And he shouldn't be allowing that to happen. There were mistakes, and he has to clean those up. But overall, Diop actually played a really good game. Apart from those 3 incidents in the first half, Diop was actually really good. Diop cleared an amount of ball tonight. Burnley put a lot of high ball into the box, to try and get Chris Wood on the end of. A lot of balls come in from out wide, and Diop dealt with an awful lot of them. He headed clear a huge amount of ball tonight. I thought in the air from those balls coming in, he was actually excellent and did a really good job. So I don't think Diop did anything tonight where he should be completely dug out. And you have to take his overall performance. Yes, he was shaky on those over the top balls, and it was a problem. And you and I spoke about it, Chris, earlier. That you can't allow that. You can't do that. You can't allow that to happen. He's got to clean that up. He's got to learn from that and not allow those things to happen going forward. But overall, I did not think Diop had a terrible game whatsoever. I still get nervous whenever the ball goes his way. To be honest, I can't help myself. Whenever a ball comes in, or Diop's near it, or he comes out with the ball, or he goes in for a tackle, I'm always a bit nervous, like, oh, please don't mess it up, please don't. But to be fair to him, I thought overall he actually did a pretty good job tonight, Diop at centre back.
Yeah, I have my issues. I'm not going to say he's the worst player in the world, obviously. But it just feels like a lot of times, like, it takes him a while to get into a match, to get really settled in. I think that this is one of those where he just was not settled whatsoever, and he ended up, because of that, he ended up costing us the penalty.
Yeah, I just think with him, it's it just seems to be a kind of concentration issue or something. He just seems to kind of switch off or something. He's got to stop doing that, because he has a lot of ability and potential, but he's never going to realize it. If he keeps being error prone, and he is error prone. So I hope he gets there, but I don't know. I don't know if I just trust him enough right now. I'd much rather have Ogbonna in there with Dawson. I like against Everton. I don't know. I don't know if I'd start Diop against Everton. We've got Richarlison in there and stuff, so he probably will start because Richarlison has some pace, and I think David Moyes will look to Diop to track Richarlison's runs. But every time the ball goes anywhere near Diop next week again, I know I'll be holding my breath just in case he makes one of his errors. But tonight overall, I thought he did pretty well, apart from that first half where he was a bit shaky.
Yeah, very true. So obviously, then 4 matches left. How are you feeling? Like, do you think is Champions League still possible for you?
Yes, it is. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, Chris. It's still possible, but I still don't expect us to get Champions League. However, if by this time next week we know that West Ham have beaten Everton and Man City have beaten Chelsea, then it's really, really on. Like big time on. Because we'll be level with them on points. We'll only be 5th on goal difference. And our final 3 games are definitely winnable. Not necessarily that we will win them all, but we'll be going into each game as favourites on current form. And, it's entirely possible, having won tonight, it's entirely possible that we could win our final 5 games of the season.
Yeah,
it's possible. When you look at the fixtures,
yeah,
we've already dispatched Burnley, and we did it in style really tonight. Now, not on the scoreline. If you look at just the scoreline, looks like a very close game, tight affair. We were by far the better team, and we played some absolutely beautiful football tonight. So Chelsea got tougher games than us. We don't necessarily even have to win every game. Chelsea have got a tough run in.
Chelsea is away to City, home to Arsenal. Then they have the FA Cup final against Leicester, and then turn around 4 days later and play Leicester again. And then final match of the season 4 days later is away to Villa.
No easy games there.
No, not at all.
No gimmies there whatsoever. So we're absolutely in this thing. So I think it will all hinge on next weekend. I think if it goes our way next weekend, I think Chelsea will be looking over their shoulders, and I think they'll get bloody nervous. If we're level on points with them, with 3 games to go, looking at the games they've got, I think they'll be looking over they will really feel the pressure.
I think this is Tim. So if this is Tim, welcome.
Yeah. Hi, Tim. I don't know if it's Tim or Lee. I assume Tim. So, yeah, I'll tell you what. Next weekend will be massive. Absolutely massive.
This is true, too. It is kind of crazy to think about. 3rd place is still possible as well.
Yeah, I think Leicester's run-in is what, Chris?
Let me check here.
Leicester's is
home to Newcastle.
They'll win that.
Away to United. Then they obviously have Chelsea in the FA Cup final, and then they travel to Chelsea. And then 4 days later, home to Tottenham to finish out the season. So they don't have a easy run in either.
They have a tough run in as well. But it's anything possible. Oh, it's Alex. Sorry. Look, anything is possible. I don't expect us to catch Leicester. I think Leicester will beat Newcastle. I think Leicester will finish 3rd. But my sights are not on Leicester, though.
Yeah,
my sights are definitely on Chelsea.
Yeah,
I hope Leicester beat Chelsea in that game. They play each other. I'm praying Leicester go to Stamford Bridge and win. I really am.
A draw would be nice too. For I think both.
Listen, a 4th will do me absolutely fine, Chris.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about 3rd place.
I was about to say, if we finish 4th and Leicester finish 3rd, no skin off my teeth. If we finish 3rd, I'm just going to be over the moon. I mean, there's nothing you're going to be able to criticize us on this season.
3rd or 4th doesn't affect me that much, the difference between the two. I just want Champions League.
Yeah.
If we finish third or fourth, I'm elated either way. Elated. And so I'm not too pushed. We're not getting third. I hope Leicester go to Stamford Bridge and beat them.
Yeah.
Because
And I'm fine with Leicester.
we need to get ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea are the team that are in our sights. So we need to get ahead of those. That won't be easy either. Look, we might drop points too. And we might, shoot ourselves in the foot, lose. We might lose to Everton. Look, we might get turned over 1-0 by Everton, and then that's kind of, you can probably forget Champions League maybe at that point. But the important thing for me is to make sure that we're at least in the Europa League. After the season we've had, we really ought to be kind of getting ourselves into Europa League position.
At the bare minimum, yeah.
Yeah, if we finish fifth, I mean, that would be just sensational.
Yeah. And I saw Matthew say this, knowing our luck, we finished fourth and Arsenal win the Europa League. I mean, yes, that would be our luck, but at the same time, aren't they down in their fixture? So
yeah, but,
they have a hill to climb regardless. So,
I'll tell you what. But to go back to tonight, though, the performance I thought was really superb. We should have scored another 2 or 3 goals, really. But there's no one I can pick out tonight. I would say, yeah, that player kind of start to finish wasn't good. I thought they all did a really good job. Defensively, we were very solid, apart from Diop's shakiness in the first half on the long balls. But other than that, we were pretty solid. What did Fabianski have to do over the 90 minutes, really? Can you remember any?
He made a few saves. There was one cross in that early.
There was one save he made that I remember, shot at the far post in the second half.
And where he made a good save off the line, but
other than that, I don't remember Fabianski making too many saves, really. So defensively, we were solid. Talking about the defense, I mean, Sofal was just absolutely superb.
He's not in conversation for like one of the signings of the season. I'm not really sure, but I mean,
he absolutely should be. And I'll hand on heart, I'll tell you right now, he has my vote for Hammer of the Year.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. There is a whole host of players that I'd be fine with winning a Hammer of the Year.
Yeah.
This has been an incredible season, start to finish. But the fact I'm actually okay with the fact that Sufal flies under the radar so much, just because, just glance over him. We'll be more than happy to keep him.
Yeah, look, right back, isn't the sexiest position on the park, is it? So, but Sofal for me is Hammer of the Year. He's been unbelievable. He was brilliant tonight. I mean, that ball in for Antonio's equaliser was just sublime. Just put it right on his head and said, "Here you go.
Yeah, have fun."
Nod that in. He just couldn't miss. It was inch perfect. I mean, he had to put it over the head of Tarkowski and onto the head of Antonio, and there must have been no more than 1.5 yards between them. And Tarkowski couldn't get near it, and Antonio was able to just stand and head it in. I mean, it was just inch perfect.
Yeah, Carragher was singing his praises. I mean, everyone should be. I mean,
yeah. He was brilliant.
Welcome, Kieran.
Yeah, and then in midfield, I thought Souček was very good. Not one of his best games for West Ham, but I thought he did a really good job in there. He did what was asked of him. He did what was needed, even though he probably didn't stand out as much as some other players. But I thought he had a good game. Lanzini, I thought, was excellent. He got on so much ball, and it just shows the difference. And this is nothing against Noble whatsoever, but the difference when you actually have a baller in there in that position, when that ball gets popped out to him from the back, from a fullback or a centre back, his ability to just turn and play a ball forward or to carry the ball out, it was really evident tonight. And he was able to relieve pressure really easily. I thought Lanzini was excellent. And then obviously further forward, Benrahma was sensational, particularly in the first half. Lingard had one of his quieter games, but he still contributed more than enough. He didn't do as much damage as he normally does to opponents, but he got involved in the play a lot and did a good job. So also, I thought Fornals was excellent.
Yeah.
Fornals was so good tonight. He really was. He was
He's
just
stepped
brilliant.
up his game recently. Like he is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what he's done, but he has just been an absolute baller lately.
Yeah,
And
he
I'm
was.
here for it.
I mean, that equalizer was it the equalizer? Yeah, the equalizer we got. It won't be talked about, but Burnley were breaking out with the ball from the back, and he chased down. I can't remember who it was, but he chased him down, running back to his own goal, and from behind he put in an absolutely brilliant challenge and won the ball back, and then slipped it to Lingard out to the right, and then Lingard popped it back to Sofal, who crossed it, and Antonio headed the equalizer. But that challenge from Fornals was absolutely brilliant. It turned a Burnley breakaway into a West Ham goal. And that's what he does, and he won't get praised for a lot. No one will praise him. You won't go on Twitter now and hear everyone praising Fornals for that challenge and how he earned us that goal. But because it's a lot of the donkey work that doesn't get noticed sometimes. But Fornals was absolutely sensational tonight as well, I have to say.
That was pretty cool to see, but that very well could be the catalyst as to why Fornals is such a baller lately. Now, you don't get compared to Iniesta and just slouch and say, "Okay, I'm just going to take the week off."
Yeah, that would have felt good for Fornals.
Oh, absolutely.
That would have puffed his chest out a bit.
Yeah.
Iniesta. I mean, so he would idolize someone like Iniesta.
Yeah.
Compatriot of his in Spain, one of the greatest midfielders of his generation. And for him to say that, you remind me of
myself.
Me. Yeah, I mean, there's not much higher praise than that, is there?
Yeah, and then the only issue, though, for me as being a West Ham fan with him is that it puts him on the map of a lot more teams. No, he's ours.
Yeah, but look, yeah. Oh, Jesus, watch Barcelona come in from in the summer.
Exactly. That's what I'm meaning. Like if Barcelona. Oh wait, Iniesta saying that's him. Yeah. By the way, with regards to Rice being on Hammer's chat, apparently he said he's going to be back very, very soon. So
that's huge.
If he's back for Everton, oh boy.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
But
even if he's just back for final 3 games, it's massive.
Yeah. I can't believe that this season is coming to a close as quickly as it is. And
we're still in there, Chris.
Yeah, and for the first time ever, we're looking at the last 3 games of the season going, oh boy, we have a chance at finishing 3rd, 4th, 5th, instead of, oh, are we going to be in the Premier League?
Inquiring minds, i.e. Charlie Walsh, wants to know what I'm eating.
White giant buttons. Okay.
White chocolate is so good. So there you go. White giant buttons.
That's funny.
Corpus Christi.
I am not eating a thing, though. I'm getting hungry. I gotta make dinner after this.
Yeah, but look, yeah, thank you, Charlie. Can't go wrong with the giant white button.
Eating the children's sweets.
But
whoa!
Oh, wait! What's happening here?
Hey!
Tim.
The Office shit. Oh, hello. How are you, sir? Can you hear us?
That's all I wanted to say.
Sorry, we didn't hear a word of it.
Diop is shit. Ciao.
Told you, Chris. Told you.
The man, the myth, the legend that is Tim.
Yes.
Someone changes his username to Diop is shit. That's all he says, and he's out.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I take his point. You know, I do think I think we need a centre back partner for Ogbonna going into next season. Better than what we've got. Well, yeah, I think poor Diop. Yeah, I'd move on from Diop.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. If we can get someone at a better, at a good rate, yeah, or a good fee, I would definitely take them.
Yeah, I just don't fully trust anyone else that's there. You know, Ogbonna is just so good. He's so quality. If we had another really top quality centre back beside him, I mean, it would be brilliant. You know, Dawson has his wobbles, so does Diop. Balbuena won't be here next season, I don't believe. So,
yes, correct. Balbuena is leaving.
Yeah, we need to look at bringing in a really top class centre back to play alongside Ogbonna. But yeah, overall, Chris, it's brilliant to be sitting there saying that we're really still in this thing.
Yeah, it feels so much better. Wondering if we're going to have Champions League or Europa League compared to are we going to be relegated or not?
Yeah, and I thought this was going to be less stressful, and it's not.
Amen to that.
Yeah, I thought, we're pushing for a European spot, possibly Champions League. This is going to be less stressful than relegation battles. Nope, it's just as stressful,
if not more.
Yeah, it's just like tonight again. I was like, oh Christ, it's 2-1. You know, and then 60 minutes gone, still 2-1. 70 minutes, still 2-1. 80 minutes, still 2-1. I'm like, don't do this, West Ham. Don't do this.
Don't do it, West Ham.
Yeah, we should be out of sight. We've completely dominated them and should be out of sight. And we're going to let fucking some idiot fucking J. Rodriguez score an equalizer in injury time from a corner. I was like, just don't do this to me. You know, but, oh, Christ. And you know what? I'll tell you what, I'll give Moyes credit for tonight. I give Moyes a lot of credit. He didn't go defensive. You know, because we've often seen it at 2-1, you know, away from home, getting late in the game. Moyes' tendency has been to get defenders on and to shut up shop and try and hold on to the lead. And I was really, really happy that he didn't do that tonight. And I think it's a large part of the reason why we did hold on and win 2-1, because we weren't holding on at any point. We weren't digging in. They weren't bombarding our box, you know, penning us into the final third because we went defensive and we're trying to hang on. He kept the same attacking team out. He brought Bowen on. You know, he didn't get defensive. And we were able to actually still control a lot of the ball. And we kept pressing high up the pitch. So we weren't penned into our own penalty box. We didn't get bombarded at any point because Moyes didn't, you know, allow us to kind of sit back and dig in deep. He didn't go defensive. He didn't bring on Balbuena and Johnson and these players to, you know, go five at the back and all that. So fair play to Moyes for keeping an attacking team out there right till the finish, because that actually really helped.
Yeah.
Because Burnley couldn't pen us into our own half.
Really quickly, I really mentally am picturing Aaron just like cowering behind the sofa the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think metaphorically speaking, yeah, we all were. So, you know, it was, we don't do anything easy. You know this, Chris. You know, we should have been 4-1 up and should have been relaxed completely watching the final 10 minutes, points in the bag, but that wouldn't be West Ham.
Yeah, no, not at all. It wouldn't be the West Ham that we know, love, but also hate at the same time.
Yeah, and I'm sure the last 4 games will have more of the same.
I think it's going to be increased kind of that nerves just because it is the last four. It's like, okay, we don't have any more shots after this. This is it.
Yeah, and you know what as well? I think it might help the players if they're chasing Chelsea rather than trying to kind of stay in fourth and not fuck up and allow Chelsea to jump ahead of us again. I think it's easier to kind of chase something.
Yeah, then
than
to finish
it
it off
is
because
than
you're
to-
afraid of making mistakes.
Yeah, I think it's easier than just trying to cling on to something. You know,
Yeah.
so it might be no harm going into these final four games that we're, the 3 points behind Chelsea because we're looking out at them, we're chasing them, we've got that goal, we need to win, try and go level with them. We're chasing. Psychologically, that may actually turn out to help us.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. It's insane. Like I think I've said it about 100 times on these shows, but I never would have imagined being in this position at any point this season before the season kicked off.
Yeah, and at this stage of the season, that we're still in with a realistic chance of finishing third or fourth. It's it's ridiculous, really. I mean, given what we did last season,
The best comment of the day.
maybe it's not David Moyes we're dealing with anymore.
Yeah, it's a lizard man. It's a lizard man.
Has anyone I think we should have someone sneak around his house, just see if he's at home, putting live rats down his own throat,
No, he's plugging himself in at night.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is, but I like what he did tonight because I think he did tonight what he should be doing against teams that are not great. And we've got a few teams in the running that aren't great. Everton, obviously, next week is a tough game. They're a good side. But Burnley, Southampton, Brighton, West Brom, not good teams. They're having poor seasons, all of them. I think West Brom will probably already be relegated by the time we play them. Southampton will probably have absolutely nothing to play for. Brighton will have nothing to play for, really. Burnley tonight looked like a team that didn't really have a whole lot to play for. I think they know they're not getting relegated, and they know they can't really do much in the league going up the table. So we've got, one team coming that's already relegated and two teams that are completely safe and really not playing for anything. It's only the Everton game where Everton obviously are still going to be fighting hard to try and get a European place. But so yeah, it's going to be interesting, Chris. We will not be far off. When the dust settles on the season, if we're not in Champions League place, we will be very close to it.
Yeah. We're talking about where we're going to be, how we wouldn't have thought that this would be possible going into the season. This right here is one of the big things for me as well. Last season, I was almost, I don't know about you, but I was almost dreading basically every single match just because, oh God, what kind of team is this going to be? Are we going to even bother showing up? I'm looking forward to every single match because I know we can beat every team on any given day. It's actually exciting. I'm actually excited to watch today.
Yeah, and it's a relief, really, to be in this position. It's where we're actually we're excited rather than we need a win to stave off something terrible. We're now saying, we need to go and win this because there's something very, very exciting that could possibly come our way if we can keep winning. We're aiming for something that, is just so exciting and really energizes you in a great way. I mean, to finish in a Champions League place would just be incredible. And that's what we're aiming at. And it's nice to be aiming for something like that. It's just a happier feeling all around that we could do something amazing rather than, we need to win these 3 points next weekend to survive. That's a crap feeling. Because even if you win the game, you're delighted at the win. But overall, with the season, you're still just in the doldrums.
Yeah.
You're just surviving, So this is much better.
Yeah, like you're saying, like if you're in the drop zone, like say you're 18th and you're trying to get back out of it. If you win a game, it's like, okay, cool, it's a win, but we're still in 18th.
Yeah.
But like you can't enjoy it. Us. Yeah, it sees us back up into 5th with possibility of going 4th, but we're just ecstatic with the win regardless.
Yeah, exactly. And we're playing really good stuff. You know?
Yeah,
We're playing really good stuff.
A true team game. For the first time in a long time too, it feels like it's a team, not a bunch of individuals.
Yeah, I mean, some of the football we played tonight, I mean, I was loving watching it. Absolutely loving it. We were popping the ball around, the passing and the movement. It was at times what you might describe as maybe Man City light.
Yeah.
Obviously, Man City are different quality, but at times the way we were popping the ball around, it was just great to watch. And this is so much nicer than last season.
I want to go back and watch some of the episodes we did towards the very end of the season, whether it be post lockdown or post restart or before the lockdown hit.
Yeah,
and seeing kind of like what our reactions were, see how like just miserable we were, and just angry. Because right now I feel nothing but joy right now with regards to West Ham. Like when I talk about like the best way for me to describe it is I can go like not a whole lot of my friends go and enjoy soccer. Obviously, we call soccer over here, but not many people. Not many of my friends like I would go to and say, "Oh, I'm a West Ham fan." They're like, "Are they any good?" Last season, no. Like I would just stay away from the conversation because I'm supporting a terrible team. This year, I mean, I'm talking to everyone about it because I'm like, okay, I'm actually proud to be especially proud to be a West Ham fan this season.
Yeah, it's a different experience walking around in my West Ham shirt. I tell you, the reaction I get from people is completely flipped from last season. We get a lot of pats on the back from people, a lot of compliments.
Yeah.
So yeah. But Nippon made a point there, or made a comment there. Yeah, listen, Nippon, it's not about us not aiming to finish third. Obviously, the team will go out and try and win every game. And if we do that, there is a possibility we could finish third. I'm just trying to be realistic. I think Leicester are going to beat Newcastle. They've got a few points on us now. It's far less likely that we can catch Leicester than Chelsea. I just think 4th is a more realistic aim. But
yeah,
that's
Leicester are 5 points ahead of us, so that's a task in 4 matches.
Yeah, and so it's just far less realistic that we could nick third.
And with regards to Chelsea still have to play Real Madrid, and Arsenal are down right now too. So, I mean, I'm focusing on us. I mean, both teams have a tall task ahead of them to eat. Then on top of that too, they actually have to win the damn thing, let alone just getting into it.
Yeah, so Nippon, just to answer that, it's not that we're not aiming for third or anything. Look, the team will go out and try and win every game, and then we'll see what happens.
If that's the case, Newcastle might give Leicester a bit more fight than we're anticipating them to.
Is that St. James Park or the King Power? If that's at the King Power, it's a Leicester win, I guarantee it.
It's at King Power.
Yeah, Leicester are going to beat Newcastle.
I think it's more than likely too, but I think that I could also see a draw. I could see a draw on that one.
Yeah, look, it's Premier League. Anything's possible.
I mean, Newcastle took it to us, so
yeah, that was not one of our good games. We were terrible in that game. I don't see it. I think Leicester are shoo-ins to win that game, to be completely honest. And I don't think Newcastle players, any of them, think they're getting relegated. So no, I don't see it. I don't see third happening. I'm fairly convinced Leicester will be third.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be upset if we don't finish above Leicester and they finish above us in third. Like,
No, we're 3 points off Chelsea. So
Yeah, that's my target. That's my target.
our target has to be the team directly above us, and that's Chelsea. If in the meantime we manage to catch Leicester, all good and well, so be it. It's not beyond the bounds of possibility that Chelsea could finish third and we could finish fourth and Leicester end up fifth. That's another possibility. It's just the least likely outcome of the possibilities. I think the most likely right now is probably Leicester third, Chelsea fourth, us fifth. The second most likely is Leicester third, us fourth, Chelsea fifth, and the least likely of the three is Chelsea or us third, and then Chelsea or us fourth, and then Leicester fifth. I just don't see that.
Yeah, Leicester would have to have an absolutely massive.
They'd have to collapse, really. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if for me, as long as we get Europe on over the moon, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, look, to be honest, if we finish the season top five, I mean, I won't even be disappointed. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we missed out on the Champions League, but I won't even be disappointed. I'll be ecstatic with fifth and Europa League football. I'll be so delighted with that. Just a brilliant season. We've, for a change, been able to watch West Ham really, really compete. And we've seen us win a lot of games this season. A lot of games. And we've seen us play very, very well in a lot of games. And it's been a much more fun ride. And I've enjoyed the vast majority of it. Apart from obviously the games where we got turned over, we didn't play well. But overall, just brilliant. And we can go into next season with some justified optimism for another very good top half finish.
Yeah, and that's the important thing. That is the important thing that will come of this. Is it a one-off, or have we actually started to build for future and continued success? That is what's going to be. That's what next season's really going to determine.
Mark English there is saying, I honestly think fifth will qualify for Champions League. Is that possible?
I believe if Manchester City win the Champions League and United win Europa, I believe that sixth or fifth qualifies for Champions.
Right, I'm not sure.
I could be wrong about that, but I know that there is a possibility that fifth can qualify for Champions League.
So we need
someone in
City
the
to win.
comments.
Yeah. So we need City to win the Champions League and United to win Europa League.
Yeah.
That's entirely possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So yeah, if City win the Champions League, which is very possible, and United safely into the finals already for Europa League. So that's entirely possible. Yeah. So I mean, I think at that point, then fourth place is more just symbolic of top four finish.
Yeah, but
right, Chelsea. If Chelsea win Champions League as well.
Right. So if Chelsea or City win the Champions League and United win the Europa League, fifth place,
but not Arsenal. I believe if Arsenal win it, it takes its spot, Europa spot.
Yeah, because they'll finish outside the top four. Yeah, if Chelsea win it and finish top four, yeah, okay, yeah. Can you imagine? Wouldn't that be amazing to finish fifth and still get Champions League?
Yeah. So, okay, that puts my mind at ease a little bit, but I still want fourth.
Yeah, of course. We'd love to get it kind of on merit, as it were.
Yeah. I mean, it's still on merit. I mean, it's just a little bit, tiny little asterisk, not much.
Yeah, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Champions League. Who gives a damn? And the best thing is, we'll be like a bottom seed, so we've never qualified for it before. So our group is going to be lit.
That's true.
We're going to have an unbelievable
European tour.
Yeah, we're going to have a brilliant group. We're going to have some seriously top teams in our group. It'll be brilliant.
Jeez.
What? West Ham on your first note? West Ham third, Chelsea or West Ham? No, I said West Ham or Chelsea third, West Ham or Chelsea fourth. So either way, and Leicester 5th is what I was getting at.
Yeah, honestly, now that is confirmed with everyone, I'm rooting for it to be an all English Champions League final, just to make it that much easier.
Yeah, it's exciting times. We're we're still sitting here talking about this 4 games to play, Chris. I remember when we talked about this, there was 12 games left.
Yeah, and we're like, okay, that's about 10, 12 games left. That's when you started to like wholeheartedly believe it. Okay, it's possible. It's feasible.
Yeah. But
This is our Leicester season. Like, no one took us seriously. Oh, they're gonna fall off. Oh, they're gonna fall off. They don't have the squad for it. And we've just lingered the entire time, so much so that we're still in the mix.
yeah. Do Liverpool have games in hand? Wait, but Liverpool's game, yeah, they can, but
they do not have games in hand, but they can catch us, obviously. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Father Snowman just said Liverpool can catch us, but well, so can Tottenham, so can Everton. But they haven't shown enough so far. I think that suggests they will. Liverpool's next game is going to be. I don't know who the next, but they have to play that game away to Man United now again later on.
Yeah,
they have to squeeze that in somewhere now as well. That does not help them one bit.
Yeah, their next match is home to Southampton. You put United somewhere in there. Liverpool has a home to Southampton, away to West Brom, away to Burnley, home to Crystal Palace. So they have a relatively easy run in too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But yes, Nippon.
No. Cincinnati Reds. This is baseball.
So yes, Nippon, we absolutely do want a Chelsea Man City Champions League final.
Yes, just because it makes it easier for us to potentially qualify.
Yeah. Do you know what would be sickening? If that happened and then Liverpool pipped us to 5th and they went to the Champions League after their shitty season.
Oh, I might throw myself off a bridge somewhere.
Oh, that'd be a sickener, wouldn't it? Yeah, but that's the thing, as Mark Rashford says, we're in the driving seat.
Yeah, we can control destiny.
We're in 5th. If we keep winning games, there ain't shit Liverpool or Tottenham or anyone else can do anything about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tebow. I'd love for City to win it too. Like, I'd much rather City win the Champions League over Chelsea. But I'm saying,
but to clear up, But to clear up, Tebow, we only want this Chelsea Man City. We only want Chelsea in the final because if either one of those wins the Champions League and United win the Europa League, 5th place in the league gets Champions League spot. So
yeah, it just makes it
if it's a City Chelsea final, we're guaranteed for that side of it to go our way. So and then one
of the two qualifications are guaranteed to happen. Then
before the finals ever played, we know that's gone our way. So it would just be a case of crossing our fingers for Man United in the Europa League.
Who's Arsenal playing in Europa League?
Is it Villarreal? Did they lose 2-1 out?
Yeah, it's Villarreal. They're down 2-1. They actually play on Thursday.
Yeah.
So we're gonna know pretty. It's in London though, so.
Yeah, it's at the Emirates. So
Villarreal.
Arsenal are still very much in that game.
Yeah.
1-0 would be enough. They've got that away goal.
Yeah. Listen, I think we've kind of exhausted just about everything we have to talk about. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up here?
No, I don't. I think we covered everything. So onwards and upwards, and us happy hammers are still fighting. The players are still fighting for that 4th place, and who knows? They may just fucking pull it off.
Yeah, and yes, Fo, I know I'm very happy with my teams. I don't know. I don't know about Tommy. Are you happy about the Broncos in the NFL draft?
I would have taken Fields all day long.
Yeah.
Do you remember Foe and you, Chris, both remember I called it. I said that Justin Fields would fall into our lap at 9. And I thought that we would take him at 9. And he fell into our lap at 9. And we passed. We better get Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I know you were upset about that one. I'm happy he's in Chicago, personally.
Yeah. Well, I don't care that he's an Ohio State quarterback. I still would have taken him.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, listen. So our next match is
Foshizi, keep up.
What?
Foshizi, just look at him. Rodgers, what? Keep up, Fo. You haven't been following the news, my friend.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. I'm not even, Kieran, no. It's a Cincinnati Reds. It's baseball.
Fo, just to bring you up to speed, Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. There seems to be little chance he will be their starting quarterback next season, and his preferred destination is Denver.
It's one of the as long a few other players.
It's the top of his list is Denver. His fiance, Shailene Woodley, she lives in Boulder.
But listen, we'll be back here on Sunday following the Everton match. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the chat. And thank you, Tommy, as always, for joining me again. Until Sunday, come on, you Irons.